Finally. Let's do this for real. Sorry it took so long. You know what these legal types are like? Yes, sir. No, sir. Here's 80 pages of needless jargon, sir. Anyway, believe it or not, this is my excited face. Come on, come on. Let me show you what we've got. So, all the usual stuff. Merchandising, likeness, blah, blah, blah. But the really juicy stuff is their expectation of you. They need you to challenge yourself all season, be the best you can be, dominate your teammate, become a legend. All that jazz. Now, it's over to you. Okay, here we are. It's contract time. The team are expecting you to improve as your career evolves. And so am I. Here, we will be setting you a contractual target with the team, so that this progress can be tracked by both parties. Here, you can view your current ratings with your overall rating, or RTG, shown at the top. This is the value that will be used to set your contract target. In order to improve this, you'll need to show your worth at each race weekend. Your current rating has been used as a starting point. Move this slider to set your target for next season. A higher target requires consistently good results at each race weekend, but you'll get more recognition when you sign. Here, you can view your recognition with the team. The higher the target you set yourself, the more recognition you will earn when you sign. More recognition equals more car development. More car development makes car go fast. You know the drill. Remember, if you fail to meet that target, you will lose this recognition bonus, so don't bite off more than you can chew. You can see some basic information on the contract, as well as the number of seasons your contract will last. After this season concludes, you may be offered longer contracts, if the team thinks you deserve one. A longer contract will give another recognition bonus when you sign. There's a few other points for us to go over, but we can leave those until you're settled. I'll leave you to finalize your terms.
Well, what is up, everybody, and welcome to the F1 24 driver career mode. I'm super excited to get into this. I waited until the patch was released for the handling and stuff to buy this game. So, after seeing all that, I am going to set it just to the recommended rating because I'm not really sure how to do. I've done a race just to get a feel for the car, luckily. But yeah, I think this is good to go. I'm going to sign this contract.
We're signed. We are on the Formula One grid for 2024. That sounds awesome to say. Time to go crush that target. I'll see you soon.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm super, super duper excited to get into this. I don't think the car feels as great as it did last season. I think last season was perfect for me as a controller player. Ready to start the race weekend officially as a 2024 Ferrari Formula One driver. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it. I don't really see anything I can do. Grid reveal. Oh, this is cool. Okay. They've added a lot of new things to these career modes, especially the driver career mode specifically. Not as much as my team, but the only thing I would say is that there's no options for helmet, gloves, and race suit, which is very annoying. Well, there it is. The 2024 Formula One World Championship grid. 20 drivers, 10 teams, 24 races. Let's see where it takes us. But yeah, as I was saying, no options for a helmet. So I had to keep this purple on it, which I really don't like. It looks good on my team car, but it forces me to have this purple here. I don't like it whatsoever. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight into the race weekend. See how this car is feeling. Ready for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Opening race of the season. Of course, it's not how it will be next season. It's returning back to Australia for the first time since 2019. Which, it's good to see it back as the first round. I don't think it's the best racetrack, but after seeing 2024 Bahrain race, it was not as thrilling as 23, 22, or 21 as the opening round of the season. Alright, here I am at the end of my outlap. So yeah, for our first qualifying run with Scuderia Ferrari in 2024. Let's do this thing. So, DRS activated, get the car up into 8th gear. Let's blast all the way down the straight. Down to 2nd for turn 1. Don't want to lock the rears, so easy to do in this game. Get full throttle going around turn 2. And 3 up towards turn 4. Don't want to run wide there. I did that a lot in practice, as does the Red Bull in front of me, it looks like. So, he's going to go ahead and let me through down to 5th gear through this twisty section. Take this completely flat out. Down for this hairpin-esque corner. To 6th or 7th, down to 2nd. Oh, as I run a little bit deep there. DRS once again, down the back straight here. Heading into turn 11. Down to 4th gear. Run a little bit offline there. I'm working towards taking the racing line completely off. Usually I do it not on straights. I don't know why I have it on for straights.
And that's P13.
Alright, P13 right now. Obviously we haven't started our lap yet, so gonna head into the final corner. And I have upped the tire pressures quite a bit, so that will sacrifice some temperatures on an out lap or a slow lap. And we're gonna go quickest straight off the line. Look at that, Ricardo in P4 for RB. And yeah, that's honestly surprising to see us go straight up into P1. So yeah, I don't know. We are at the end of Q1, and Max Verstappen topping the sheets by 2/10 over Hamilton, Norris, and then Alonso, Leclerc, and myself. So not that much separating myself and Leclerc. Of course, that was just a banker lap that I'd set, so obviously some minor corrections we can make. But crucially, out in Q1, Sergio Perez in 17th, doing his best to try to lose his drive with Red Bull. Nico Hülkenberg out, Logan Sargent, Valtteri Bottas out as well, with Alex Albon squeezing through. I don't know why the Haas color logo there is red. Super annoying. I can't stand that. But yeah, big news. Sergio Perez out 1.6 seconds off of his teammate in the other Red Bull. So that is just a shock to everyone, I would assume. First race of the season, and he's already getting knocked out in Q1 in that Red Bull, so disaster for him. Alright, here we are at the end of our outlap once again for Q2. I think as the season progresses and I start making more videos, I'm going to start leaving out my Q1 and Q2 laps unless something goes wrong, and just show the results from both sessions, because in this Ferrari we're pretty much guaranteed to make it to Q3, having the third fastest car, about on par with McLaren. as we go way deep into turn 1. What was that from me? I obviously was trying too hard not to lock a brake. So I'll have to do a second lap here for Q2 as well, yeah, this lap was scruff from the start. So I'm just gonna try to whip it around and yeah, head back to the pits. I would assume these set of tires is destroyed now, so I'm just gonna head back to the pits and wait to the end of the session to go out for a final flying lap of Q2. Alright, right now we're currently last, obviously messing up our lap. But here we go. We got one opportunity to get this right. We got no traffic in front of us, no traffic behind us. We power down the main straight. Where's it going to put us? P2. Alright, P2 at the end of Q2. So, yeah, let's see if there's any surprise knockouts. I know a lot of cars stayed in the pit lane. So, we've got S1R1 making it through. But yeah, no big surprises here. Albon, Ricardo, Gasly, Tsunoda, and Kevin Magnussen in the Haas down in 15th. So Lance Stroll and Esteban Ocon. Leclerc down in 8th. I think we are in a genuine shot for pole here using our battery. If I had started using it at the beginning of the lap, if I had remembered that I could do that, I think I could have been first here. So let's go to Q3. It's going to be a tight one. I'm just looking at the timing sheets, and Lando Norris is quickest from Leclerc, Verstappen, myself. Lance Stroll in 5th could be a contender for pole position here. Then George Russell, and then for some reason, 7th and down are so off the pace. I mean, Lewis Hamilton's 7/10ths off of his teammate George Russell. Alonso, 1.5 seconds exactly off of Lando Norris. And so, not exactly sure what's going on there. Piastri may have had some issues on his lap. It looks like his middle sector was significantly slower. So, maybe there's some traffic and getting held up there, but I think it's about time to head out for our final lap and try to see if we can shoot for the front row. Alright, here we go, as we're going to lead the field away for our final laps of qualifying. Who will get pole position? Let's find out. We go quickest in the first sector, but set about the same time. It's our first lap. And about here's where we started to get affected by the Alpine ahead. So I wonder what we can make up. So you throw the car into the corner. Into the last turn. Blast down the straight, deploy the battery. We're going to be 5/10ths up on our lap. And that puts us quickest with a 1:28.755. Let's see where that puts us in relativity to the other drivers. So Mercedes cross the line. So does a McLaren, a Ferrari. Leclerc goes second. I think we just locked out the front row. We did. We are on pole position for the first ever race that we have as a Ferrari driver. It's a Ferrari 1-2 in qualifying. Wow, would you look at that? Alright, so pole position. And I'm absolutely going to take that. Pole position by almost 2/10 from our teammate Charles Leclerc, locking out the front row. We got Lance Stroll in 5th. What a performance from him. Ocon obviously significantly far back in that Alpine. Hamilton not having a good run of it. But yeah, it looks like our fight is definitely going to be at the front at the start of this 2024 season. So let's jump straight into the Grand Prix and see what we can do from pole.
As we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We go racing today around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Mr. Monaco lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Verstappen, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Ocon, Albon, Ricciardo, Gasly, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Stroll, Bottas, Perez, Joe, Sargent, and Nico Hulkenberg rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me, a real authority on all things motor racing. It's a warm welcome back to Anthony Davidson. Well, welcome back. Let's start with a nice, easy question. How do you stop Max Verstappen?
That's what they're hoping for. And that's what we're hoping for as well in some ways, because we don't want to see just one driver or one team running away with it this season like we had last year or even the years gone by in this sport. Can we get to see a 2-way or even a 3- or 4-way fight throughout this race today? Fingers crossed we'll get that.
Okay, this is going to take a monumental effort from you. I need you to push incredibly hard if we're going to get a good result today. Let's go and make it happen.
All right, Mark. Monumental, he says. All right, well, here we go. So, team think a 2-stop soft, medium, hard is viable. Might as well trust them. I mean, it is Ferrari, but why not? Let's see what we can do from pole position as we start the formation lap. Looks like everything's all set, so yeah, here we go. I'm gonna try not to get too nervy. So I think I just stalled a little bit there at the start. Tire warm-up is gonna be a struggle on...
Technical issues coming off the practice starts. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want you to bog down.
Yeah. Mark pointing out there, my stall. So, tire warm-up is going to be very hard because of how high the pressures are that I have set in this car. It's helpful in the long run, but not on the formation lap. Not on slow laps before qualifying.
No rain currently expected.
Ooh! Okay, don't mind that. RT off to a great start on this formation lap. Alright, here we go, ready for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. 5 red lights. And it is lights out, and away we go. So we get a very decent start. Not as good as Lando Norris is going to zoom by both of us Ferraris here. I'm going to try to hang it up down the inside as we have a bit of a lockup. I think we might have made some contact there as Leclerc is going side by side with Max Verstappen. Yeah, we did have a collision with Norris. Here we go. I think Norris just going to be ahead going into the braking zone. But we're going to force him out wide, which is going to allow our teammate, Charles Leclerc, right through, who's now going to try to fight me for the lead. But there's no space to do that around this section of the track. Down into the braking zone, ease off the brakes. Trying to just loosen up and not be too afraid of making a mistake, but Of course, DRS activating on lap 2 for the 2024 season. But we maintain the lead on lap 1 here. Almost got passed by Lando Norris. But hopefully we'll be able to maintain this. Our first stop is going to be on lap 8. So as we round the final corner, I get a big old snap of wheel spin there. It's going to put our teammate right onto us. Look, just look at the slipstream he's got. So much more confidence in that car, I think, because we're going to go defensive. Brake a little later, so we'll have a later line through the corner. Can we stick the nose up the inside? Through turn 3, the AI don't back out there anymore. They know that they don't have to back out. Unlike in previous games, as here comes a car to the outside. I think that is Lando Norris. So we're going to try to hang it out around our teammate, but Leclerc passes us for P1. So he now has the lead of this race. Still a Ferrari 1-2. As we cannot afford to make any mistakes. DRS is activated now. So we will have DRS going down towards turn 11. So we just don't want to lose touch with our teammate. Run a little bit onto the curbs there, no harm done. We're going to try to get a good run off the last corner. I'm not used to using this much ERS, as we're going to have DRS on the rear wing drag reduction system. Wide open, we're going to go to the outside, push him inside, brake hard but not too hard to lock a tire. And that is going to be move complete for the lead on our own teammate. So great racing here between the two of us, as he's going to come back at me up the inside, up towards turn 4. This is a great battle we're having here. Nice and clean between two teammates. I'm sure Fred Vasseur, the Ferrari team principal, is biting his nails right now, hoping for no contact, just as he was in Monza 2023 between Leclerc and Sainz on that occasion. So tire management is a lot more crucial in this game than any other. It's a lot easier to feel the tire slip and when you are using too much of your tires. Right? Just as I say that, of course, our tires are not doing so hot right now. So obviously pushing a bit too hard at the start. I think I locked up into turn 1, lap 1 as well too, so sure that didn't help, as we're going to get a fantastic run here. And our teammate, we're going to go to the outside. It's going to leave it wide open for us. That'll give us the inside for turn 2. Yep, nope, too deep there. So I just get a big old snap of wheel spin once again. Can't lose touch with our teammate, as here comes Lando Norris up the inside, going to go defensive. Ooh, lock the rear there, and this car just feels so unstable right now. So Lando Norris is right over my gearbox. I know I keep saying it, but I cannot afford to lose touch with my teammate Charles Leclerc. George Russell on medium tires will also.
Got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
Those tires will be coming to him as the race continues. This car just feels so stiff and it doesn't flow very nice, but as we exit the final corner, we are back in DRS range of our teammate Charles Leclerc. Not going to be close enough to do anything on this occasion. Just need to relax myself in this car a little bit. Whoa! There's a bollard stuck on my car. And there goes Lando Norris on us once again. He's not going to get the position because we're going to slam the door on him by braking just a little later.
Too hot. Engine is running too hot. Let's keep it a bit cooler for now, please.
Okay, there's my first of these new objectives for F124 as I go really deep, and that's going to just hand the position to Lando Norris. This is not good at all. I know we have the pace to match our teammate Charles Leclerc. We just need to keep the lap times consistent.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
Wise words from Mark there. Leclerc's already 2.2 seconds up the road. Need to avoid the slipstream. DRS should be enough. Need to pull out of that hot air. Here comes Max Verstappen on us.
Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 2.4 seconds.
Max Verstappen's gonna send it up the inside. Can I keep the nose there? I really have to. Can't let him take this position from us. So we're so close to contact there, but good, fair, clean racing. So I think from here, it's again another mistake, lock the rear tire. Oh, blah. A little bit of contact there with the reigning world champion. Can I look for it up the inside? Down here? Yes, I can. Oh, something fell off Max Verstappen's car. I think we had a little bit of contact there. His front wheel with mine. And now I think the reigning world champion has sustained some damage. I think that was my fault. I went for a little too of an ambitious move, but clearly the stewards don't even want to give me a warning for that one. Is Max Verstappen going to pull into the pit lane? No, he is not. So does the Dutchman have some damage on his car, or was I seeing that wrong? I'm not sure, but our tires are so done already. We might have to box a lap early here. Undercut can be powerful around here. We are 2 seconds behind Lando Norris. So can we maybe pull it off and have the warmer tires by the time the cars ahead of us pit? The tire warning light has now flashed up. 60% on the rear left, so not good at all. So we managed to stay with Lando throughout this lap. So I think now is the time to box for the start of the mediums. Maybe go a little bit longer. They won't let me use the radio. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I hope they know I'm coming into the pits, because that is in fact what I'm doing. I'm going to put the car into harvest mode as I head towards the pit lane. Charles coming in too. The team didn't tell me that.
You made that look easy. Nice work. That's why I love working with you. You smashed it.
Oh, I'm going to lose so much time. No. If the radio would have worked, they would have told me the pit box was full. Oh no. Okay, so much for the undercut. As this is gonna put us out. I don't know if it'll put us. Okay, so the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll will be ahead of us. Maybe? Maybe not? Oh, very, very close. There. Between the two of us, as I need to clear him now and right now, and I'm going to go to the outside, well, almost going off the circuit there, into turn 4. So much more grip on these tires.
They've pitted as well, so warm up your tires and get down the road.
Alright, I was not aware that our teammate Leclerc was coming in early as well. Obviously tire wear is a lot worse than Ferrari originally predicted. Are we going to be ahead of Lando Norris? It's going to be very close, but we are ahead of Lando Norris, and would you look at that? Makes me wonder if Leclerc hadn't come in the same lap as us, could we have passed him as well? So right now we're running P14, obviously net P2, but Lando Norris dropped back behind Stroll. We got yellow flags out. Somebody's got an issue.
Okay, car behind trailing us, 3.3 seconds.
Not exactly sure who it is. It looks like one of the Aston Martins. It's Lance Stroll. It was Lance Stroll. Did he have a spin? Was there some contact? I'm not sure, but let's go look at what happened here on lap 9. So let's take a look at what happened to Lance Stroll here under pressure from the McLaren. And he just, gonna get too trigger happy on the throttle, and he spins it right round. As we are now coming up to the back of Nico Hülkenberg and our teammate Charles Leclerc as we set the fastest lap of the race. Down into turn 1, Leclerc is trying to retake the lead from Hülkenberg, who obviously hasn't pitted yet, but he didn't. Wow, so Hülkenberg obviously defending, even though his fight is not with us. He started last. Obviously going longer on those hard compound tires, as Lando Norris did take the fastest lap from us. Right now, Ty's doing okay, wearing a little more a lap than I would have wanted, but it's manageable as we almost put it round where we did on the formation lap. As Leclerc surely is going to get past Hülkenberg going into turn 11. And he's not going to have enough to get side by side with him. So this is wonderful for us. Hülkenberg, of course, the Haas customer team just holding up, or the Ferrari customer team, excuse me, is Haas. Holding up the Ferrari. But now that's going to put me almost within a second of our teammate Leclerc. As Hülkenberg's going to go defensive once again. Leclerc's going to try to go up the inside into the final turn. And he does make the move stick. And that is Nico Hülkenberg's cue to come into the pit lane. Will we have DRS? No, we will not, but we'll have a good slipstream from our teammate. Engine not running too hot. So now, this has put us in quite a predicament. We are on the softer compound of tire than Hülkenberg, as Valtteri Bottas goes quickest in the Grand Prix. So, obviously fuel loads are dropping. So I'm just going to come up to the back of Charles Leclerc here. See if we can pass my Ferrari teammate for the lead. I thought we had lost this race, but Hülkenberg did us just a favor there by holding up Leclerc. Not sure why he was fighting him so hard, because his race was not with us, and I'm sure that cost him quite a bit of time. As Leclerc getting all out of shape and squirrely on the exit of the turn 10 there. Will we have enough to stay with the Monegasque driver, just harvesting some battery? As he exits some of these corners. I'm going to harvest some now, so that I'll be able to power down the main straight with DRS. Here we go. Surely we've got to be almost close enough to maybe send one down the inside of Leclerc. We're going to pick up a mighty slipstream. We're going to go down the inside this time. Just about make the corner. Woo! A little bit of wheel spin. But it looks like we have made the move stick for P1. So we're back into the lead, but here he comes. Whoa!
Okay, thanks for doing that, mate. I know it's not nice, but head down and let's focus on your own race.
I didn't hear what Mark was talking about there. Was that team orders that he was just giving for the lead? No way! We are equal on pace, I think. As Leclerc, what's he doing? Why? Oh, I totally missed the braking zone there. Apologies for that. Leclerc was so close at my gearbox, I was like, what is he doing? I cannot believe I just did that after retaking the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hopefully these two will start fighting, which will then allow me to go back past. So hard to lock, or easy to lock the rear brakes here in F124. Still going to be in DRS ranges. Verstappen now passes Oscar Piastri, it looks like. So I once again go way too wide off the corner there.
Right,
what am I doing?
Behind this car for too long. We need to get past.
If I want to win this race, I cannot keep making mistakes. I have to stay locked into the track and locked in on what I'm doing. And now surely Lando Norris is going to have a run on our teammate Charles Leclerc.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
I think I'm going to try to pit on lap 18 rather than 17 to have the fresher tires toward the end, as Norris is going to go up the inside into turn 2. Will he have the grip? Will he have the traction on our teammate? We're certainly going to get a great exit out of that turn, and we're going to have a slipstream on Lando Norris. He's going to go defensive. We're going to switch to the outside. Can we make the move stick? As we're just going to get a little bit out of shape. Can we go around the outside? You don't normally see moves there, and that was a great move, if I do say so myself, for P2. And now with our confidence back, surely we can go towards our teammate. We upped our pace stat by going pole position in qualifying, as what was that there? So strange, these cars in F124. Another thing for me is finding the traction and the grip coming out of the pits and trusting that your new tires won't behave like the old ones. It's just very difficult for me after being so cautious on old tires for so long. As the front right's just, it's fine and dandy. He's doing fine. He's half as weird as the rest of the tires on this car. But all 4 wheels on the wagon have to be changed at the pit stop, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, we're just going to try to stay with our teammate from here. Here we are at the end of lap 16, about to start lap 17. Team want me to come in at the end of this next lap that we're starting. I think I'll stay out one extra one. Or maybe I'll do the opposite of what Charles does. I don't want to come in on the same lap as him. So we are going to go up the inside of the monogas driver. And I'm just, once again going too deep on the brakes. He's going to have the outside, but I'm going to force him up. Almost closed the door on him when there wasn't space to do so. As here comes Lando Norris as well. Couldn't even get the car into 8th gear going up the hill there as I overcorrected on the steering wheel there. Had a little bit of a snap. But we're going to be ahead going into this corner, which gives us the line, which puts Leclerc off balance a little bit. So it's Leclerc and Norris and Russell all battling there for the top spots of this race, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Hopefully that'll take a little bit of pressure off all shoulders, as I just realized, remembered, Leclerc is on hards, so he will not be coming in anytime soon in relativity to us, so perhaps I should box this lap.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance and speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
Team certainly think I should, so why not? I trust my team. So we're going to go ahead and box this lap. Much better pit in than last time, as Lando Norris is coming in as well. Turn in, get the car nice and stopped. 2.5, good stop from the team. As Lando Norris has an issue, there's an issue in the pit lane for Lando Norris. What's going on there? So what's going on with Lando Norris? We go into the pit lane, and his pit lane is, or pit box, excuse me, is right before us. It's the front right. Front right is slow to get off, and they put the hard tires on for Lando Norris, and then he has to wait for the Alpine to come into his pit box. So that is disaster for Lando Norris. Just so unfortunate for him. He's going to lose quite a bit of time. Okay, here we go.
Look after these tyres now, and you want to finish the race on this compound.
Not sure if we're in the net lead. Just depends on what kind of times the front runners are doing. Norris will be off the back of Leclerc now. But will Russell be able to pull up to the back of Leclerc and battle with them? Because I just go a little bit off the track. I was not paying attention. So I just have so much more grip. I just got to trust the car will turn. Which there it certainly did, and I'll tell you that much. So we are going to fly past all of these people and be quite a bit ahead. So
ERS is low, ERS is low. Consider changing mode on your MFD, or lift a little with gentle braking into corners to recharge it. Okay, push, push. Gap to the car behind. 1.9 seconds.
good news for us. And Leclerc is going to be stuck behind the traffic of Hulkenberg and Joe. So that's good news for us. He still should be in P2 by the time Magnussen comes in for his stop. And the two cars in front of him.
Okay, we're only 2 seconds behind the car ahead. Keep pushing.
George Russell leads the race at the moment, but he hasn't stopped yet. Followed by, I think that is one of the RB cars. And then Magnussen in third. Perez is ahead of us. But, of course, Perez started down in 17th, so I don't think this is for position. I think Perez has to stop again as well. But yeah, this strategy, I was skeptical of it at first, but it has worked out great. So Joe and Hulkenberg are on old, soft tires, and Leclerc is on fresh, a fresh compound. So being stuck behind them will be very frustrating. And now look at that, Lando Norris is already up on the back of our teammate Charles Leclerc. You can see them just going down the final straight towards the last corner now. Lando Norris is just behind my teammate. So Perez coming in, it was Ricciardo was the RB car. So Magnussen still leads this race. Of course, he has to come in and stop. Leclerc stuck behind Hulkenberg. So, and Russell has got past Leclerc
Okay, mate.
from
we've got some
strategy.
clear track around us now, so let's use it and make this next lap a quick one. Let's go.
Alright, team wants us to set a 133.4. Show them the kind of pace we got. But yeah, Russell, using this strategy, has been able to clear Charles Leclerc. So, bad news for our team. But that was a masterclass by Mercedes. Leclerc came out into traffic.
The car behind you is just coming for the hard tyres. Car behind, running hard tyres.
He came out of the pits behind Hulkenberg and Joe, which are some of the slowest cars on the grid. So being held up like that allowed Russell, even on his old tires, to come into the pits and still be ahead of our teammate. So we got 9 laps, or 9 laps left in this race.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of it.
As it is time for Kevin Magnussen to come in for his stop, so now we retake the lead, and the order is correct. So we've got a few laps left of this race. Let's just keep it nice and steady. I think while my tires are still fresh, I'm going to go for the fastest lap here, because we got yellow flags out. Who's going slowly? Is that a Haas car? I can't tell who's going slowly. It looks like, is that an Alpine or a Williams? I can't tell. It's one of the two. It's Alex Albon, and the Williams is out. He stopped just on turn 12 down there, so heartbreak for the Williams. So Alexander Albon out of the race. So yeah, as I was saying, Leclerc and Russell are now battling for P2, and Norris is just waiting in the wings with Verstappen a few seconds behind them. But I'm going to spend this lap charging my battery, and then I'm going to go for the fastest lap on the next lap while my tires are still fresh. Right, this has been a quick lap. Let's see if it's good enough for fastest. Drain the battery completely. And yes, it is 132.1. So hopefully we can hold that to the end of the race. If we can hold this out for just a handful more laps, we'll become the first American driver to win a Formula 1 Grand Prix since Mario Andretti, 1978 Dutch Grand Prix, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, we'll be the first American Ferrari driver to win a Grand Prix since Phil Hill in 1961 Italian Grand Prix. And he was also the last, or only, I should say, American Formula 1 world champion for Ferrari. Can we change history today? I'm just noticing Leclerc has fallen behind massively. I think he had to lock up into turn 1 a few laps ago. being passed by both Russell and Norris, so heartbreak for him. I really wanted us to finish 1-2. As we start the penultimate lap of this race, let's see what our teammate did there under pressure from George Russell and Lando Norris going onto the main straight, and he just, I think, he locks the front brakes going into the corner, and loses both places to the Mercedes and the McLaren. So, can he do anything else to get past for second of the race? So we are going to push, which unless Norris gets a crazy run on Russell and then Leclerc's able to sneak up the inside, I don't think he's going to be able to finish on the podium. However, for us, starting the last lap, American Ferrari driver. If we can just keep this last lap tidy, we'll be the first American Ferrari driver to win since Phil Hill in Italy, 1961, as I said, and the first American driver to win a Grand Prix for any team since Mario Andretti in 1978 at the Dutch Grand Prix. We are making history here today. So we've just got a few more corners to go before we secure our first ever win and our first ever race for Scuderia Ferrari. This is going to feel so good. We've managed this race beautifully out front. At one point it looked like Leclerc was just going to run away with it. But we proved today that we move over for nobody and that we are able to move a car around a track pretty dang quick, if I'm being honest. Next race in Jeddah, though, I don't know so much about that, but right now I'm focusing on the here, the now, the present, and I'm focusing on this last corner as we go into it. As the first American Formula One driver to win a Grand Prix in over 30 years, we win the Bahrain Grand Prix, and that feels good.
Oh, superb driving. That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
That's it then for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Bahrain, and a real champion's drive to take the win.
Well, you're always unsure of the competition and what your opponents have been able to do in the off-season, but they've come here today, they've delivered the performance that you dream about, and wow, did they make that car sing today. Really impressive stuff.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Well, would you look at that? We have won the Bahrain Grand Prix. What a race that was. Lando Norris comes home with George Russell to finish on the podium. George Russell finishes second, Norris third, as we spray the champagne as a Formula One Grand Prix winner. Would you look at that? That feels very good.
After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So let's look at some stats here. Hamilton recovering to 5th from 8th. Max Verstappen had an awful race going down to 6th. Pierre Gasly had a good one, going up from 12th to 7th in that Alpine. Yuki Tsunoda finishing in the points from 13th. Magnussen finishing 11th from 14th. Would you look at that? He wasn't too far off a point. Perez finishing 15th. Just unbelievable from him. Stroll was supposed to start 5th. I'm not sure why he took a 10-place grid penalty, but yeah, this was an enthralling race, and I'm so glad that I was able to show what I can really do. I even took the fastest lap, so 26 points. That puts us at the lead of the championship after our first ever race. Just, wow, this is an incredible feeling, and I'm so excited to see where the rest of this journey carries us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video for the next round, round 2, in Saudi Arabia around the dangerous streets of Jeddah.